You already know this is about to be stupid.
Hop out the range. I'm feeling strange. I might be crazy. None of your face me. I took a sip, I'm not acting my age. I took a trip, now they got me on stage. Hop out the range. Hop out the range. Whoa, this a new range, new page. Got me in a new country, new stage. I ain't signed no deal, I'm too paid. I do not have chill, I'm too crazy. I do not take L's, I'm too Brady. I might be frosted, I'm not flaky. Don't know what it cost me, it's all gravy. Turn on that faucet and just pay me. Whoa, we gon' get it, bring it back. Maybe Donald is a Mac. Couple bottles, empty glass. New machine, I'm sending facts. Bump the headline, check the facts. I'm not a gangster, but I'm a gorilla. Hop on them drums when I'm feeling J Dilla. Come get your lady, cause I'm a just stiller.
How about the range, whoa? Hey, yeah, I'm feeling strange, whoa.
Hop out the range. I'm feeling strange. I might be crazy. None of your face me. I took a sip, I'm not acting my age. I took a trip, now they got me on stage. Hop out the range. Hop out the range. Whoa, there's no comparison. Black in America, little too arrogant. I just embarrass y'all niggas irrelevant. I shouldn't mention it, that's royal etiquette. Out of my element, way too intelligent. Grab you a therapist, send him my sentiments. Neck full of sediments, caught me a Tesla and skirt through the valley. Dropped an investment in Silicon Valley. All of this cake, but I'm missing the patty. Might mess around and just move to Miami. Drums are so loud that they break in the chassis. King of the grass like I'm Lionel Messi. I am not crass, but my mental is messy. Mud in my glass while my pencil is sketching. All these rappers, but no one impressed me. Most of them actors that labels as testing.
How about the range, whoa? Hey, yeah, I'm feeling strange, whoa.
Hop out the range. I'm feeling strange. I might be crazy. None of your face me. I took a sip, I'm not acting my age. I took a trip, now they got me on stage. Hop out the range. Hop out the range. Whoa. Hop out the range. I'm feeling strange. I might be crazy. None of your face me.
How about the range, whoa? Hey, yeah, I'm feeling strange, whoa.
Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, glowing up, but we still trapped. That's how a nigga survives. Flowing out, got the crowd packed. Yeah, that's how a nigga provides. Y'all insta this, y'all snap that, y'all diss this, and they snap back. Another mass shooting in the headlines. I'm like, damn, where that attack at? Cause y'all think this about race. They font that shit in your face. It's like every day it's the same agenda. It's really not that hard to trace. Fuck it, we might as well face it. Accept it, whatever it's wrapped in. There'll come a day when they run out of grace. So me and my niggas stay trapping. Yeah, ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Hey, someone be too hard, wanted to be, and then what I became. Ended up going my own way, but I couldn't stay in my lane. Now if I'm honest, I've taken a liking to wearing these chains. They hold me down, make it easier when I start feeling the pain. Out of the overflow, your heart, they say your mouth speaks. Well, my heart must be fucked up, cause I can't speak and I can't sleep. So I stay woke in this daydream. Got shit to do, got the world to see. Got the same crew, got some new fleets. There's an empire, fuck a boutique, that's real. I only say what I feel, got a new plate with the same meal. On a new hype with the same chill. Y'all too fake, I stay real. Got cast down from heaven, but I'm too good to stay in hell. I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like oh well. Yeah, I keep writing like oh well. Yeah. Hey, I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like oh well. Yeah. We ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. Yeah. Ay, yeah, bed that you made. That's a bed that you made.
Aye, Katie, let's go.
All hell King Darius.
That's a bed that you made.
That's a bed that you made.
That's a bed that you laid.
That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing?
Ay, yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollies. You children popping mollies. I'm so intelligent, my honesty turned into philosophy. I go hard in the paint, the harder I play. Nigga, I'm like Harden on James, a problem to face. I don't wear my heart in my sleeve, just look in my eyes. Nigga, you can do what you need, I do what is right. I don't fucking want what you have, just look at your life. Nothing but is sacred to me, it's out of my sight. That just means it's out of my mind, it's not worth the fight. Nigga, yeah, I'm out of my mind, I'm out of my mind. Hey, you did what you did.
Yeah, you do what you did.
Give a fuck about intentions.
Don't give a fuck about intentions.
You can watch what I do.
You can watch what I do.
Just stay the fuck out my mentions.
Stay the fuck out my mentions.
That's a bed that you made.
That's a bed that you made.
That's a bed that you laid.
That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah.
All hell King Darius.
She call me Captain, but I got no cap. I make this money, it comes out on tap. Tryna stay private, but I got them groupies. Own me in private, but don't get all choosy. Bust out the bubble and in with the new me. FTLOG on the top with the blue jeans. Y'all got the diamonds and I got the rubies. I got the rubies, I got the rubies. She call me Captain, but I got no cap. I make this money, it comes out on tap. Tryna stay humble, but I get real moody. Try not to stumble, but she a real cutie. Bust out the bubble and in with the new me. FTLOG on the top with the blue jeans. Y'all got the diamonds and I got the rubies. I got the rubies, I got the rubies.
There's Tiny Tuck, Typical Tuck, Total Tuck, and the Tyrannical Tuck.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Go to the fucking gym.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Shampoo my crotch.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing, testicles. Ooh, welcome everyone to episode 29 Hundo and 88 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleevescast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustles, and yo-hos? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. And today's episode, the Beastcast, is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Eversting K2, flexing on all you be. All right, fam. Hashtag STFU GTTFG. It means shut the fuck up and go to the fucking gym, because that's what you should do. That's just great advice. So drop that in the comments down below. We'll give away the Swole card at the end of today's episode. Now, let's get into the first Swole fam post. Join the fam over at swolenormousx.com. We are working furiously on the brand new app that will drop later this summer. It is absolutely fucking awesome. It's better than you can ever imagine. I'm very excited about that. So join the fam now, lock in your membership, and let's fucking go, because it is going to be unreal. It's going to be juicy. You're going to love it. Let's get that tip. Just an inch. It's cold outside. All right, first Swole fam post is from Danny Boy. And Danny says, "What up, fam? A question. Seems that as I'm getting older, it's a lot harder to stay lean and shredded. I'll be 44 in a week. My diet hasn't changed, but it seems like about 4 or 5 years ago, I was able to stay lean and shredded. Now it's a lot harder to accomplish. Is this normal?" Yeah, it is, dude. It's called getting older. Of course, nutrition, training habits, all those things. You might want to go get blood work done. Could be a time for you to consider TRT or something of that sort, but I'm at that point myself where I'm going to be getting some blood work done and things that and the other from, performance aspects, and see where I'm at so I can make choices like that. And this is that time period. Men in their late 30s, early 40s, depends on your nutrition, your training, and your habits, and all those other things. But this is that time period, bro. This is the time period where the choices that you made earlier in your life, in your teens, 20s, and 30s, this is when the good choices and or the bad choices either benefit you or come back to bite you in the ass. So this is that time period. So it's totally normal, and keep us posted, but it's probably something good to look into, because as you get older, if you want to maintain that muscle mass, you want to jump on into that stuff or look into that before it's too late, right? Master Gina. Hi, I'm Gina, 42 years old. We got a new member. Citizen living in South Korea. American citizen living in South Korea, originally from North Carolina, but moved to Busan 15 years ago, started bodybuilding in 2021. No PEDs or HRT. In 2023, I did a bulk, but I got more fat than I wanted. My body fat percentage is still less than it was when I started bodybuilding, but now I want to cut. It's difficult because I'm 42 years old and just 157 centimeters, which is about 5'1" or 5'2". I joined here because I love the podcast, both listening and watching on Rumble. I'm here for the no bullshit approach, accountability, and basically just continuing on my health journey. Nice to meet y'all. Well, welcome officially, Gina. I'm not sure if this is the same person. Sometimes we have double posts. We have someone who introduces himself in the Discord or the Telegram chat. And then we also have a Facebook post, so we read different ones. But welcome officially to the fam. Stoked to have you. And we're ready to help you make sick fucking gains well into your 40s and into your 50s. So thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Josh says it's not really a pillar. It's finding the happy place. This is a accountability text response. What pillar are you struggling with the most, and what are you doing to improve it? And this is the response. It's not really a pillar. It's finding the happy place at the gym when I'm working out. I feel like I'm not going heavy and still have gas in the tank, but then the next couple days I can barely move the muscle groups I used. I know part of it is not being in the gym for over a year, but still sucks. Let's try to unpack this a little bit because it doesn't make much sense to me. When you feel like you're working out, you feel like you're not going that heavy. Oh, you didn't work out for a year? Well, there you go. You didn't work out for a year and you're surprised that you're feeling sore. The happy place at the gym, there is no happy place. It's not about being happy. Life is not about being happy. It's about finding purpose and overcoming the difficult times and weathering the storms. If you look for happiness in life, it's going to be a fruitless pursuit because that's not really the purpose. That's a misconception. You can feel happy whenever you want. That's just a fleeting feeling, you know? So it's more about having purpose behind what you do. So having purpose is much more important than finding happiness in general or in the gym. So the gym should be like your place of torture in a sense. So you're not going heavy, still have gas in the tank, but you can barely move because you're sore. But yeah, that's part of it. So probably you're doing too much volume. You can still train intensely coming back into it, but you just have to go very, very light on the volume. That way your body can adapt and get back into it. So I'm not sure what program you're doing, but of course, the 90-day dash is a great way to get back into it, and then Maximum Swole. And of course, what Cerny says, why did you stop? I can't even fathom. It's not even close to even a possibility of not training for a year. How do you not, after training for a while, like how do you just stop lifting for a year? I can't even comprehend it. I cannot comprehend it. Okay, let's get into a couple of emails. We really blew up this email. Don't be a sheep. A lot of people responded to this one. So we got 2 more responses. If you want to get on the email list, go to makeemailswoleagain.com. Jan says, hello, couldn't agree more. Every time saying to myself, stop being a bitch, just get that shit done. Having a cold plunge and shower is best. In my country, in the Czech Republic, people are lazy as fuck. Just hearing excuses from everywhere, but I'll never stop. Well, good for you. Good for you. It's okay. You can be an American. You can be an American by proxy. Even if you're in the Czech Republic, we here in the red, white, and blue will help you make those sick gains. Kendrick says, thanks for the message, Papa Swolio. This is exactly what I need to hear right now. I'm now motivated to go work outside, even though it's hot. Going to go crush some arms. 100% emoji. So let's get a little gorillas. Let's get a round of applause. Let's see what we got here.
I gave it a 10.
I like it.
10. A fucking 10.
If you want to get on the email list, don't be shy. It's 100% free. Go to makeemailswoleagain.com. Of course, you'll also get notified then when the app goes live. That way you'll be able to get the beta version and start playing around with it and start testing it and commenting and doing all the cool stuff in the app. So make sure you go to makeemailswoleagain.com, sign up for the email list, and of course, join all those amazing people over there at swolenormousx.com. We still have 20% off over at papaswolio.com. I am rocking the brand new, I'm on the Swole Spectrum shirt. I did a couple videos yesterday because I just got this merch in. Looks great in the blue, looks great in the, I think the sea green, but also the black tank. It's vibrant. It's a really good color. So if you picked up one of those, it's really nice. So make sure you go to papaswolio.com and check out all the brand new releases over there. Let's get into and hit the thumbs up button. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, 5 stars if you enjoy the show. Make sure that you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channels, Rumble, YouTube, all that good stuff. Let's get into some questions, live questions. Hashtag #AskPapaSwolio in the comments. First one.
What's in the box?
American Nightmare Ruben. Creepy. Do you have any abs workout routine? Do I have any? I sure do. Check out the Swollen 7 core section over on Swole Enormous X. Abs are the easiest things to train because if you want to see them, you just have to be less fat. So you all have abs. You don't need anything fancy. All you need to do is get your spine into extension and flexion. So make sure you get like a rounded surface, get that extension, whether it's your upper body or lower body, you know, lowering your legs and raising your knees up. That's just hip flexors. So it doesn't matter if your knees are bent or legs are straight. It's just the torque relative to your abs. So that will make it more challenging, but it doesn't really matter as long as you add additional weight or whatever you're doing. But spinal extension, spinal flexion, boom, there you go. You're going to be working on your abs. So you don't need to do a ton of them. They're working during tons of exercises. You don't have to do anything fancy. You don't have to do all these ridiculous, I need to get some good core workouts. No, you need to build some more muscle and stop eating garbage food, and you'll be able to see your abs, I promise you. You don't need anything fancy. Hanging leg raises can be great, but the problem with hanging leg raises, you're not really getting spinal extension, unless you have a pad behind you and you're able to be on like a slight incline. That way you can get a good stretch. So you can do this in a squat rack or something. You could put a bar or a dowel in the rack so your back can kind of bend around it a little bit. That's a good way to do it. I have one of those glute hamstring developers, but it's the pad from Rogue. And I got that specifically for, not for glutes, but I got that for abs and for some other stuff. And it's great. It's like a perfect curvature where you can do some really good hanging leg race and stuff. I do it. It wrecks my rectus abdominis. Rectus gets wrecked. Sounds bad. Patrick 99 or 199. How old are you, Poppy? I'm going to be 41 in a month. So may as well just say 41. Hi Sings. Papa, these questions are horrendous, people. These questions are terrible today. Ask a live question. By the way, it's fine. We're not going to get like home runs every time, but you can call into the show, askpapasawyer.com, drop it live. If we get 6 bad questions, we're moving right into balls deep. We have a short show. So this is your time, by the way. This is your time to ask questions. I'm here every fucking day answering whatever you want. So make it good. And if not, we'll move on. What can I do for my back? Lift weights, lat pull downs, T-bar rows, barbell rows. I don't care. What can I do for your back? Lift weights. That's too vague. Not playing with that. Should I focus on cardio first to lose fat? Or will lifting heavy be enough? Should I focus on cardio to lose fat, or will lifting heavy be enough? Yes. Lifting heavy will be enough if your calories and your inflammation and stuff is managed. If you're building muscle, you will be able to metabolize more fat at rest and overall. So I would definitely not do cardio first to lose fat. That's a big myth. That's actually a stupid way to do it. A lot of people just lose muscle and they lose fat and they get really skinny fat because what's going to happen, you do a ton of cardio and you're not going to look much different. You're going to be soft and you're just going to not have any muscle. So that's probably the worst thing you can do. You can do some cardio in addition to it as an aside, making sure that it doesn't interfere with your lifting. But my priority, if I were you, is building muscle. Priority number 1 is building muscle. Because otherwise you're just going to get skinny fat and you're going to have low muscle. People that are skinny fat and people that are obese have very low muscle mass. That's why they're obese. Now you could have power lifters that have a lot of muscle. They have a lot of extra mass because they're lifting heavy weights and this, that, and the other. But okay, that's a specific situation. But we have a lack of muscle epidemic. It's not just an obesity. People do not have muscle mass. They need to lift weights. Lift weights. It's going to help with everything. It's going to help with your insulin sensitivity and all that stuff. Jordan Kraft, share your pre-workout mix quantities, i.e. the recipe. Well, I won't do that because it really depends on the individual. But I do mix various things. I'm not going to sit here and just break down everything that I do. But we talk about getting the raw ingredients and mixing the elements that you like and do it yourself. That way you're not getting the artificial additives, sucralose, aspartame, all the stimulants and things like that. So you could do anything, a range, because everyone's different. Everyone's different with their sensitivities. But what I would recommend is whatever you're doing, make sure whatever you add, make sure you start with a fraction of the dose. In other words, start with half because you don't want more than you need. You just want enough. So it'll save you money if you're not using too much. And also you don't want to have any kind of like stomach or digestion issues or things like that by taking too much off the bat. So whatever you're going to be taking, whether it's starting to take creatine, you're starting to take glutamine, whatever it is, start off with half and then you can always increase it from there. So that's what's the most important thing is. There's a lot of different things that you can take, a lot of different things you can use, but make sure like the basic things like magnesium, vitamin D, if you're not getting enough sunlight. What else do we usually talk about? Electrolytes, right? Magnesium, sodium, potassium. Very important. Some people just like Celtic sea salt before they train, but you could do all sorts: creatine, glutamine, betaine, beta-alanine, agmatine, or citrulline. There's a lot of different things that may or may not be effective or applicable to what you want as an individual. There's some supplements that might be more beneficial for endurance, and there's some that might be more better for certain people. So. All right, CHR15. Yo, these are the worst fucking questions ever today. I don't have the patience for this shit today. How to train shoulders? Pick an exercise that you can progressively overload and lift. You want your anterior deltoid? Do a shoulder press. You're going to hit the middle deltoid as well. Do a lateral raise. I'm not going to talk about form per se because, you know, that's very detailed and just talking about it doesn't necessarily give you all the visual breakdowns. And a posterior deltoid exercise, you know, a reverse pec deck or prone on a bench. You know, a lot of people are asking, how do you do this? Or how do you build legs? You have the exercises. You guys know how to build these muscles. You just don't train, or you don't train hard enough. You don't sleep. You don't eat properly. And you don't stick with the basics and go heavier all the fucking time. So the lazier the questions, this is like people that want things for free. If you want something for free, you're not going to get results. You have to invest, whether it's financially, emotionally, physically. People that want handouts, this is the reason why this is the reason why our society is fucking collapsing, because everyone wants a fucking handout. Everyone thinks it's going to be easy, and everyone just wants, oh, how do you do shoulders? Come on, how do you train shoulders? How to train shoulders? Come on, man. Go heavier. Add some more fucking weight. Everyone wants just a simple answer. Guess what? The answer is simple. It's to train. Pick an exercise. You know how to train shoulders. You don't know how to train you don't know how to hit your shoulder muscles, really? 2024, you have an iPhone. You don't know how to go heavier. And then go heavier. And then do another rep. Go heavier. I want to get a little bit more detailed. The basic lame questions are just lame now. Too many episodes to answer. How do you train shoulders? JDB, like, you know, it's just lazy. Go listen to some other episodes, do a search. We have so many videos on all this stuff. What's your skincare routine? You're outside in the sun a lot. There you go. My skincare routine. I will talk about this for a second, even though this is similar to the other questions. My skincare routine. Do you mean for like my body? I go out in the sun. I don't get burned. And then maybe I'll put jojoba oil or something on, or tallow or something, you know, at night. But I'm outside in the sun a lot, yeah. But I'm also not laying out there roasting, cooking like a steak on a skillet. So I'm not going to the beach and just tanning. I'm out in the sun. I'm in Florida, so I'm getting a lot of sun when I'm out there. Today it's a little bit overcast. But in terms of my face, you could use jojoba oil on your face and beef tallow. It's great for moisturizers. There's some stuff I do at night that Mama Swolio got me on. So, but that's not really what makes my skin look good. It's the nutrition. So people always ask, and I appreciate that. It's how do you get your hair, your skin, your hair looks great, your skin looks great. It's because I do get sun, but I eat really good food and I eat high quantities. I don't eat seed oils. I don't eat vegetable oils. I don't consume processed sugar. I don't drink alcohol. I don't expose myself to all these fucking toxins and endocrine disruptors to the level that most people do. Nothing's perfect. I'm not saying everything in my house is wood and there's nothing plastic or there's no polyester anywhere. You know, I'm not a monk, but I'm also not exposing myself to all the shit that people normally are every single day. So when you eat properly, you train well, you're getting nutrients. Where do you think your skin, hair, and nails come from? It comes from what you eat. It comes from the foods you consume. And when you take better care of yourself and you get rid of all the other shit, everything's going to improve. Now, of course, genetics has a role, but it's all going to improve. Paul, how do I get my big toe swole? You shove it in your butthole. Ooh,
Matt
it's gonna hurt. That's where you do it. Put it in the butthole. Sheena says, thinking that people who ask these dumb questions don't listen to the man cast on the regular. Oh, they certainly don't. These are from Instagram. So I'm trolling people, but look, if you're going to ask a question that's, how do I get abs? You ask a stupid question like that, you're going to get a trolled answer. So, and the thing is, I know some people might think, well, these are new people that are coming in. I'm not going to hold people's hands to a point. You can ask that question in a different way that's more authentic, that's actually maybe a little bit more insightful. It's just lazy. It's lazy. Plus, it's such a basic answer. I just want to end it once and for all. Because a lot of times these people are what you call assholes. They just ask everyone the same question. What do you take? Hey, what do you take? What supplements do you take? What do you take? Look, you eat shit and you don't even train hard. What the fuck do you care what anyone takes? You're not even close to getting a benefit from taking something. You don't even take your ass to the fucking gym. Carson, has there ever been a decent Insta question? Yeah, that last one with the skincare, that was a fun question. I don't mind getting repetitive questions. I just don't like lazy, stupid, vague, questions that are just like, how do I get in shape? It's like, fuck, man. I don't know. Listen to the 3,000 episodes we've been doing every day for 8 years. It's just lazy. Brandon on the Telegram chat. I'm currently in a slight calorie deficit while training, around 200 to 300 calories. Hold on. Burp time. Off axis, but that was solid.
I give it a 10. A 10. A fucking 10.
Looking to drop around 15 pounds of fat. How long would you recommend maintaining a deficit until going back to a maintenance phase? You tell me. You're going to have to figure it out. I have no idea. I mean, that really depends on what kind of progress you're making and if you're not losing muscle. So here's the thing. A lot of times people try to cut before they have enough to cut to. Just my opinion. There's a lot of people that are more slender. I'm not sure exactly what your physique is like, but there are a lot of people that want to cut. They're skinny fat. Not saying you're skinny fat or they don't have much to cut to. Because remember, when you're cutting down body fat, what do you have left behind? Do you have a lot of muscle that you're going to cut to? A lot of people are trying to lean out and there's nothing to lean out to. You're going to look like a concentration camp victim. So it's important that you have enough muscle. That way you'll know. And how are you judging this? How are you going to gauge whether or not you're dropping fat? The problem is, and you have to monitor this with your strength. If your strength is decreased and you're cutting down, like you could be losing muscle. Like it's hard to do that and maintain your strength and maintain the muscle. So you might lose some of that along the way. I just think most people should just bulk, and bulk in the sense of just like put on muscle, because yeah, you can build muscle and trim down fat over time. The most important thing is getting the proper stimulus for muscle growth and then managing like the carbs intake and maybe the inflammatory foods and slowly allowing your body at rest to mitigate and to metabolize fat when you're at rest over time. So in terms of how long, you could do the math and people can say, well, if you do 300 calories a day, that's this amount per week. And that means if there's a pound of fat, there's 3,500 calories in a pound. Your body doesn't work exactly like that. People always want to have a nice, easy math equation, but there's a lot of other issues with what you're eating and how you're eating and your hormones. And there's a lot of other things that play into that as well. Expecting slight strength loss, but just looking to lean out a bit. I mean, you're sitting down. It's just hard to. Yeah, I mean, you could lean out a bit. I mean, you have a good solid build, man. I don't know, just the way I was just looking at you, I'm like, why not just keep on building muscle? You can do that. You can do that. You can just keep on, or you can be around a maintenance and just see how it goes. My recommendation for you is whatever you do and however long you do it, just make it slight. Make it a slight calorie deficit, or whatever you're doing, just trim down on it slightly, because if you make drastic changes, it's hard to turn that around. Like you might hit the wall and crash out, and you don't want to have that. So as long as you're making subtle changes, you can always adjust and add a little bit more. If you're getting really tactical, the more specific you get, if you're weighing everything out, you'll have a better idea. So just understand, if you're tracking things, the more specific you track things, the more you can fine tune. If you're just ballparking it, like, yeah, I'm eating a little bit less, you might be eating a lot less than you think, or you might be eating more than you think. So it really comes down to, the more specific you're talking, the more specific you have to be with your tracking. And that's not for everyone, getting really obsessed about the numbers and weighing every last thing. It's not 100%, but if you're really specific and you're really on it and you're really, anal about it, so to speak, you can play more of that game. Will says, my wife is a personal trainer and putting on muscle is really her prescription for everyone that comes to her. They all have weight loss or stability goals, but it's all boiled down to put on muscle. That's what I always talk about here on the show. Everyone that comes here has you hear a lot of different questions. Hey, what do you take for this? Hey, Papa Soy, should I take creatine? This person wants to build muscle and have muscles and look lean. Hey, what's the best exercise? This person wants to build muscle. Hey, should I be the answer to everyone that asks these questions is essentially put on muscle. And that's the hardest thing to do. is to put on muscle because it has to be consistent, it has to be done for months and years. It has to be, you have to train up to and including failure. You have to be really consistent with everything. Like, that's the hard thing. So a lot of these other questions that people have are really bullshit asides that isn't the foundational, functional, main thing that people should be focusing on. If everyone just focused on how do I build muscle and let me do that, people will get the physiques they want. Because you show like, hey, what do you want to look like? And a woman would be like, I want to look like this. Well, that woman does a ton of heavy lifting. She looks good in a dress and she looks like she has a big butt or whatever. That's because she does a lot of heavy fucking lifting. That's a lot of muscle. Yeah, but I want to get too big. Then you're not going to look like her. It's just over it. I'm over it. Big O, Papa Swolio, what are your thoughts on body weight workouts? Do you mix those in or only do weights? My thoughts in terms of what? For mobility and stuff, sure. I don't do body weight workouts for muscle building, but I'll do mobility stuff. Like I'll do pigeon pose and incline pigeon squats on an incline bench, and I'll do Cossack squats, and I'll do like dead hangs and certain stretching and mobility exercises with body weight. But then you could also load those things for mobility. So what I do is usually every third leg workout, because I'll do legs twice a week. I do every body part essentially like twice a week generally. So every third workout I'll do, and I'll usually do in between, or I'll do mobility as an accessory after my strength exercise for legs, for example. But then every third workout or so, I'll just do a weighted mobility. So I'll do mobility, but I'll go heavier, where I'll do Jefferson curls. Because after I'm doing 6 or 8 sets for legs, like I don't want to do this like heavy weighted mobility. So I'll do maybe some body weight stuff mobility wise after, but then I want to make sure I'm also doing like loaded mobility. All right. Grzanowitz Jacob. Let me see. If I missed any questions or comments, you can scroll back up. Grzanowicz. Who is someone you look to for motivation gym-wise? No one. I don't look to anyone for motivation for the gym. I really never have. I mean, I've watched old Olympia tapes. I had one from like 2002 Olympia, Jay Cutler. So I used to watch Pumping Iron all the time and stuff like that, like 20 years ago. And I would watch Cost of Redemption and all the old Dorian Yates videos, you know, long time ago. I don't watch them like that anymore. They're great. But no, I don't look to anyone. And it's not a cocky ego thing, but I'm not like, oh, this inspires, I got motivation. I'm doing my stuff. It's not motivation. It's discipline. I don't need anyone to get me to go to the fucking gym. All right, that was the last question. Thank God. Oof, that was brutal. Any other questions or any other topics that you guys want to discuss? That was at my fucking limit for those. Man, there was one good question that whole batch. We could talk more about pre-workout and stuff. In the future. But in the middle of all those questions, no, I can't handle it. That was painful. But this is one of the reasons why I like personal training and doing that kind of stuff. That's why I'd rather like shoot myself in the dick. It's just the basics. And this is why my content is just, everything is always whittled down to the lowest common denominator. So what's the lowest common denominator? Go to the fucking gym. That's why the Swole card is go to the fucking gym. And there's a Tainty Man. He goes to the fucking gym. So go to the fucking gym. It's like, just go. You're not even going to the gym. You want to know how to build muscle. You want to know the best exercise for shoulders. I'm not talking about those people because I don't know anything about them. It's just a stupid Instagram question. But go to the fucking gym. A lot of people are worried about this higher level stuff and fine tuning and cutting down. And it's like, dude, you're skinny. You're skinny. I know if you're skinny fat, you want to cut because you don't like the fat. You're soft. That's because you have no muscle. You have no muscle. That's why you look like shit. You have no muscle. So if you want results, you got to build muscle. It's coming down to building muscle. Ladies, you want shape? I want tone. That's not even a thing. Build muscle. I don't want to get too big. Then stay fat. Get some cats, stay fat. Don't build muscle then. You know, I mean, dudes, build muscle, build muscle. A lot of people are cutting. There's nothing to cut to. You're not that big. You're not that big. You think you're big? This is where body dysmorphia comes into play. Everyone's like, oh, body dysmorphia. That's a great thing. It's a great thing. I don't know why we're knocking. Oh, I don't think I'm big enough. Cool. Train harder. Build more muscle. You need that. You use that. Use that. I'm not saying look in yourself in the mirror and like, I am horrible. I'm awful. You get what I'm point. You get my point. No one's building muscle without quote unquote body dysmorphia. Like, hey, I could be bigger. Yeah. Like I tell Mama Swole, I'm like, I feel like I'm not building. And she goes, you're huge. And I'm like, no, I'm not looking for a pat on the back. Like, no, you're good enough. No, you need that drive to work harder. You need that drive to work harder. If you didn't think you could do better, then you wouldn't build muscle and do better. So now we're calling that a fucking affliction. Now we're calling that, well, you have body dysmorphia. You're so big. It's like, no, because I work harder than you and I don't quit. So I have some low self-esteem that I have to compensate with building muscle. You pussy. You just don't want to go to the fucking gym. You want to, that's what skinny people say. Skinny people call people that have muscles, you have body dysmorphia. Now, if you look like you're 350 pounds and you're shredded and you're taking 3 grams of test a week, yeah, you overdid it, bro. Like you are like the size of a brick shithouse, like Nick Walker and these IFBB pros. They're like disgustingly huge. Like it's gross, but impressive what the human body can survive, how many drugs the body can survive and take. But if you think you're good enough, I'm like, oh, I'm fine just the way I am. That's what these fat people say. So you have to have this like, no, I could do better. That's not body dysmorphia. Anyway, everyone wants to pretend like someone else has, no, that person has a problem. Oh, they're trying to, why don't you get a real job, man? Yeah, that doesn't apply in real life. Oh, shut up. You just look down and can't see your dick and you're jealous. Go to the fucking gym, build more muscle. You're not big enough. You're not. You don't have enough muscle. I promise you, you don't have enough muscle. 99.99999% of the people that are listening to this message, you are not big enough. You do not have enough muscle. So train harder. Okay. Good rant. Feels good? Feel good? Papa Steve says Richard Simmons. Yeah, he didn't build muscle. He didn't build any muscle. That's why he was gay. Because he had no muscle mass. You see what I'm saying? See how that works? If you don't build muscle, you're gay. Careful. Careful. You do too much cardio, you start liking dick. All right. Mark says, it's the people who don't do shit that have the biggest mouths. Of course. Of course. Of course. Carson says, my wife says I'm big enough. No, your wife says, no, you're just the right size. The big ones hurt too much. Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Oh. I'm just saying, really, for whatever the goal you have, and this comes, I'm not talking about athletes or specific tasks. What I'm talking about is people that, you know, it's always, you know, what do I take? What do I do? What do I do for this? Heavier. Pick an exercise, heavier. If you're doing an exercise with one arm and one leg in the air and you're standing on a Bosu ball, you can't go heavy enough that's going to overload the muscle properly. You're doing too much fancy shit. Pick a stable exercise like an overhead press, whether it's a barbell or a machine or a chest press, and then you have 100 pounds on it. Cool. Do that 6 or 7 times. You couldn't do any more? All right. Next time, try to do the same thing for 8 or 9 reps, or do the same amount of reps, but put on 5 extra pounds. That's progressive overload. If you're eating properly, you're recovering properly, you'll be able to progressively overload the muscles. The mechanical tension will increase over time as you get bigger and as you add more contractile proteins and myofiber, and like you will build muscle over time. That's how it works. That's it. Go heavier. If you're squatting 135 for 5 years, you're not building any muscle. You're doing something wrong. You're not going to get bigger. Okay. Steffi says, I'm 56. I tell you, muscle is essential. It is. And the thing is, people wait until it's too late and they can't build enough muscle. So if like you're in your 30s or 40s or 50s and whether you're on hormones or not, or this, TRT or anything, build muscle. Build as much muscle as you can. You know why? Because it's hard to build muscle. This is why when we say building muscle, you should build muscle as much as you can. I'm not saying take tons of testosterone and look like a cartoon. What I'm saying is build as much muscle as you possibly can. Try to build as much muscle as you possibly can, because you're not going to be able to put on that much. You're not going to get as big as you think you are. It's much harder than you think it is. And you'll be glad that you did. I promise you. Okay. Yeah. I'm done with that. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! That's deep. All right. Cool story, Hansel. Let's get into some balls deep. Fam, pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. Drop the STFU, GTTFG, shut the fuck up and go to the fucking gym. You like that rant? That was a good rant. That was a good rant. And I love taking questions. Just today, we had a bunch in a row. It's like, how do I get healthier? How do I lose fat? How do I get shoulders? It's like, oh my God, dude, show a little initiative. Show a little initiative. Show a little proactive. Come on, man. Come on now. You know better. You know better. Keep doing your 30-day challenge bullshit. Oh, I went to the gym for 30 days. Cool story, Hansel. I remember paint by number also. It's like, let's get serious. Come on, you're an adult. You're an adult. Like, let's stop holding people's hands like they're fucking toddlers. Grow the fuck up. Go to the gym. Manage your time. Prioritize. Get it done. You can do it. You can do it. There are pro bodybuilders. Yeah, but they take juice and okay. They also train hard. They'll get up at 5 fucking a.m. They have 3 kids and 2 jobs. People get it done. They're a firefighter and they work ridiculous weird shifts and they still train at the, people get shit done. If you want it bad enough, you'll do it. People won't go to the fucking gym and talk about how they don't have time, but they'll save up. They have no money and they'll save up for some Gucci purse or PS9 or some shit that comes out. They have money for that. They have time for that. They have time to play video games for 5 hours a day, but they don't have time to go to the fucking gym. You're just full of shit. Stonefit. Hey, when the fuck did you get the Mancast back on YouTube? When did we start streaming on YouTube again? A few weeks ago? Yeah, I just felt like streaming. I prefer Rumble. If you want to win the Swole card, you have to be on Rumble or on the Daily Swole Telegram chat. So I just figured, let people watch it where they want to watch it. I don't like YouTube at all, but at the same time, if a few people are going to watch there, it's like, okay, we'll have it there too. But if you don't see it on YouTube, it's always on Rumble and the Daily Swole Telegram. I just like Rumble better because if you drop comments, you can say whatever you want. It's not going to get flagged. You say certain things on YouTube, it's not going to show up and you don't get notified the same way. And I don't know, 3 weeks ago, I stopped for a couple months and I go back and forth. Better than streaming on Facebook. Well, I used to stream the show on Facebook. I had nothing against streaming on Facebook. It just stopped letting me. So I stopped being able to, the connection broke and it wouldn't work again. I was like, I just got over it. And I just got tired of trying to figure it out. Yeah. Jen says, oh my God, my cousin is on that 30-day challenge right now. 30-day challenges. Day 31. I've been waiting for cookies. People think that they finish 30 days and then they get their cheat day. It's like, oh, cool. That's cute. Carson says maybe the app could have a page with the ranges. The ranges of what? Oh, you talking about supplements? Benefits and drawbacks. Well, the app is going to have a lot of stuff. So what we're doing is we're going through and we're whittling down content and we're optimizing stuff for the app. So we're still working on some of the structural stuff. Let me tell you, every moment that we're not here on the show is developing and working and organizing the app. But it's going to be awesome. It's going to be really cool. So it's really the search function's great already, but we just have to make it better. So this is the kind of thing that we're going to have to develop, after. I'm not expecting it to be perfect. Cause the thing is, if I wait for it to be exactly we need to launch that way we can see what works and what doesn't, because it's different the way, and that's the issue with app design and with user experience is, from my standpoint, oh, this is great, this is here. Once people start using it, you start having like tons of people using it in their own way. We'll see what works best and what people prefer. But the tagging and stuff for the search and the filters, because the search filters, it's going to be ridiculous. You guys can filter down. So you're going to be able to do a search and, you know, you type in yoga for hips or yoga hips and like shit pulls up. But then you'll have, if you type in hips, you'll see yoga for hips and then some other things, like anything that has hips in it will pop up. So we have filters for yoga. We're going to have filters for, you can filter down by class length. You know, you could be like, hey, I want a class that's anywhere between 20 minutes and 30 minutes. And it'll give you only those classes if they exist. So you can filter all sorts of different things for yoga, but it's a global search. So you can just search the entire app and it'll pull up anything within certain parameters. So you can have real specific filters, whether you want a master class, and you can filter out that kind of search. So we're going to have a lot of stuff with the kitchen, nutrition, and we're kind of, we're going to be redoing a bunch of stuff, right? So we're just redoing a bunch of stuff that's going to be, because by the way, it's going to be the same login. So if you have an account, obviously those of you that do, for the app, it's going to be the same login. So you could still use the website. And I'm not going to be knocking the website because that's awesome. But what I will say is that when the app drops, I'm using it already as like the beta, right? Testing it. No one's going to use the website. It's so good. It's so awesome. So it's going to be super dope. I don't want to give away. I'm talking about certain things, but there's other things I haven't really talked about yet. Yeah, it's going to be really cool. You're really going to like it. So I forget what we're talking about there. Yeah, so in terms of supplementation, like that'll be stuff that we will have available there, and I'll put. It's gonna be a real good place for me to post up what I'm eating and what I'm doing. You'll see what I mean. Lacey says, all I hear is talking, Papa. You know what I can do? You know what the coolest thing is, Lacey? So what I can do is I can launch the app and I can individually decide who gets access or not. So believe it or not, I can launch the app and then, for example, let's just throw this out there. I can make sure that everyone gets access but Lacey. So Lacey can go into the app and then it won't work, you know? So it's like, it's really cool. It's called the corner feature. So I can literally just put like, it's kind of like a timeout feature where I can put limits on certain people. So if you talk shit and, you know, I don't know, you kind of being a pain in the fucking ass in the, just an example. Let's say you're being a pain in the ass in a Telegram chat. Just saying, just putting that out there. You can actually be in like an app timeout where it won't allow you to log in. So it's like, it just allows a lot of flexibility that I think is going to be really cool. That would be amazing. I mean, I guess I could do it if I just lock your account, but then you I want to do that on launch day, and then just, that's probably what I'll do. I'll just kind of like put like a suspension on Lacey's membership and then talk about the launch. And then she'll be like, wait, I can't get in. Is everyone else getting in? Everyone's like, this is awesome. It's fucking great. I fucking love it. And Lacey's like, I can't use it. Why? It's not logging in. Like, I don't think it's working. Is anyone else having problems? Like, no, it's great. It's fucking awesome. I don't know what's happening. Just send us an email to support@swolenormous.com and maybe, you know, we'll check into your account. We'll get back within 24 to 48 hours. Or I'll change her account. So when she logs in, the only content she'll see, it'll just be like thumbnails of like, go to the fucking gym, and just me like doing like cry faces. So she'll just see a completely different app. Yeah. Your support team will love me. Oh yeah, spam. Every email will be a different letter. Why can't I mess with the bull? You get the horns. This is elder abuse. So I'll tell you what, Lacey, you leave us a 5-star review in the App Store, and I'll make sure you get access. Quid pro quo. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
All right, where were we? Michelle. So we have some good. Let's see. Michelle says, can you stream the Mancast through the app? So that's a great question. The answer is yes. I'm not sure exactly how the functionality will be, in the sense that I'm not sure if there will be, if there would be able to be like a chat function integrated. So I know there can be if I have a certain embed, but what I'm trying to figure out now is like, do I have to change the embed feature? Do I have to have like a static stream key? I just don't know if it's going to be the same thing, because you won't necessarily be able to like have a live chat. You might be able to watch it. So then it's kind of like, I'm not sure why you would watch it if you can't do a live chat in the middle of it. But it could be something that we have where it's a private stream, or it's like there's the possibility for it, but I'm not sure if the usability would be ideal for what we do. Unless I have a separate live chat function, but then I don't want you guys to have a login for the chat. You know, I don't want to get jumbled up. I don't want to tell you guys anything else until we have like some of the more details in terms of, because there's other features I think, there's other things in the app that will not replace, but they're going to streamline, and the attention will shift from different things into the app in a good way. I think you guys are really going to like it, especially some of these other features. I just want to make sure that they're going to be, you know, we'll see how it goes. But we're still going to have like the Telegram chat. We're still going to have we're still going to have the Telegram chats and stuff like that. All right. What, do we pick numbers? We did. Steffi gets us. Let's do number 3. Steffi gets it on, what's that? What is that? Vertical stripes. Good choice. You can run fast. Oh boy. Steffi to the corner. Steffi.
Hadouken!
Okay.
That's a huge bitch.
Let's see this. This is called You Can. The title is confusing because it sounds like, okay. You can run fast and be fat. You can run fast and be fat. Okay.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Let's see what we got.
Today, my small daughter told me that she didn't want to be fat.
Okay.
Today, my small daughter told me that she didn't want to be fat like me.
My small daughter? Is she 3 years old? Small? Okay.
Today, my small daughter told me that she didn't want to be fat like me. Now, instead of breaking down in tears or saying, we don't use the word fat, I simply looked at her and said, why's that, sweetheart? And she said, well,
what's with the music, man? All right, let's go.
because I want to run fast, and you can't run fast, Mom. And I kind of smiled and I said, well, you know, the reason why I can't run fast isn't because I'm fat.
Yeah, it is. You're fat and you don't have muscle and you can't run fast. Kids are based. They're just going to say shit that you don't want to hear. Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible.
And she said, really? And I said, really? I said, the reason why I can't run fast is because I haven't practiced running fast. I should.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Okay. The piano is brutal.
Fat. And she said, really? And I said, really? I said, the reason why I can't run fast is because I haven't practiced running fast. I should be running more often so I can practice. And she said, yeah, you should. And I said, and did you know, just because someone has a thinner body doesn't mean they can run fast? She said, you know, I have a friend that's thin and she can't run very fast. And I said, I know, and that's because you can't tell what someone can do just based off what they look like. And she,
yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Jesus Christ. How many fat people can run fast? Now, what I'm not talking about is like an offensive lineman or some in the NFL who, yeah, they have a ton of body fat. You know, a lot of these guys are like, oh my God, but they're 400 pounds. Yo, there's a big difference between someone who's eaten to have excess, but also has a lot of muscle mass. So if you're going to tell me that a fat, obese person is the same as like a 400-pound offensive lineman in the NFL, you're out of your mind. Those guys are strong as shit. They're squatting like 500-600 fucking pounds. So you cannot compare. So again, what she's talking about, it's kind of like what we were talking about before. It's muscle mass. Most people are fat for a fucking reason because they don't exercise, they don't have muscle mass. But let's say I started eating 2,000 extra calories a day. Like, would I lose, and I'm still training, would I lose my muscle mass if I'm still lifting heavy? No, maybe I get strong. Like maybe I would still build muscle and stuff like that, but I'd have other issues, but I would also have the muscle. I'm not going to lose the muscle because I eat extra. I'll just put on more fat on top. Okay. I don't believe this at all.
I said, I guess so. Mom, do you think you could start running fast? And I said, you know what?
No.
I think I can. And I put on my gym clothes and I went outside and I ran 4 blocks. Stop making
6 hours later.
Fat. It's not the reason you're not doing things.
Oh my God, you ran 4 blocks? Oh my God, you ran 4 fucking blocks. 4 blocks. In case you don't know, that's not much. Guarantee it took you like 20 minutes. Okay.
The reason why you're not doing things is because you think you can't do them because you're fat, when really you can just go do things fat.
We're so fucked. What a huge pile of shit that was. All right, good for you. You went for go lift some fucking weights. How about teach your daughter better habits? Why are you fat for your fucking child and trying to justify being fat? You're condemning her to a life of being a weak person. Okay, before I keep on going after that, because I think that's absolute garbage nonsense. Your daughter just called you out for being a fat, lazy bitch. And it's hard to face, so you gaslit your daughter. Good stuff. Good stuff. Smart. Thank you for that. Thank you for adding another fucking gem to the gene pool. All right, let's do this. Mark, number 1, accept kids' fat bodies.
The most important thing is for the parent to demonstrate unconditional love and acceptance for their child's body. There is no getting around that.
Why is the person in the bottom crying? Why are you crying? Oh, Mama didn't love me. She didn't hug me. Parents need to start parenting.
Outside of the home, societally, things have not changed yet, and the kid is going off into the world.
She's gonna cry.
If they're in a larger body, is not going to accept them the way that the parent does. And look so, like that in and out, that's not going. I don't want to ignore that. That's not going away. A child in a larger body is going to be subject to more societal pressure.
Child's not in a larger body. The child's fat. Why are you feeding your child garbage?
Than a child in a smaller body and
someone who's not fat.
Parent of a child in a larger body, whether or not that parent is in a large body themselves, is going to be subject to more judgment of, if the kids are at a pizza party and their child wants 3 slices, like, is it a bad parent for not saying that they should only have 1 or whatever?
Yeah, shouldn't be having any, really. It's garbage. Well, Papa Swole, this is bad. This is garbage. It's just some dough and pizza. It's only 1, so you were a kid. Okay. You're wondering why your kid's fat? You're wondering why your kid has ADHD or some other nonsense diagnosis? Yeah, your kid's on the fucking spectrum. Everyone's on the fucking spectrum. It's just nonsense. Everyone's diagnosed with something because it's a nice cope. It's a nice little victim shield. You could blame on that rather than actions, rather than the microplastics, rather than the phthalates, rather than the endocrine disruptors, rather than the garbage food, the shitty sleep, the eye fucking on the iPad and the TV and et cetera, et cetera. It's easy to blame it on like, well, my child suffers from this, that, and the other. And, it's not nice to tell your child that they can't have something. But what if another kid has something? Well, they're going to grow up and be like, well, that person's eating garbage. Let me eat garbage too. I want to be like them. I need to fit in. You're raising pussies that don't understand why they're doing what they are doing. And of course, kids want to do what other kids are doing, but that's why the parent raises a child. That's why you're a parent, because a child can't make decisions and can't feed themselves and doesn't know how to function in society and to take care of themselves. So as a parent, you teach them how to do that. Very, very confusing. Oops.
But sort of the core of all the work that I do with parents is that the things you teach your kids in your home and the experiences that they have. So if they have the experience in the home that there is nothing wrong with their body is, unconditionally loved and accepted. And if they feel that in their blood and their bones every day of their
These two women, these two cat ladies are just like, literally, this is just therapy. They feel it in their blood. You're feeling acceptance in your blood and your bones. If you're feeling things in your blood and your bones, that's a problem.
childhood, that when they get into the world and someone doesn't treat them that way, they will have the resilience, or it will just be sort of second nature for them to be like, what? No way in hell.
Satiated podcast. Holy fuck. We need to raise the price on podcast equipment. And some people might say that about me, but I don't care. You're able to. So if they feel all this acceptance, they're going to get out into the world. And if someone doesn't treat them with love and acceptance, they're going to be like, no way. So what they think is they're creating resilience. Like, I am only going to be loved and accepted. This is why our society, you're raising a victim. You're raising pussies. Yeah, life's not going to accept them. Life is going to make fun of them. People are going to make fun of them. Someone said something. I posted one of those reels where I was staring at the screen, on Instagram, because it gets views. And some of the stuff I see makes me fucking nauseous. And someone's like, yeah, I'm tired of this judgmental stuff, unfollow. I'm like, dude, you're not cut out for the internet. I was like, sir, this is Instagram reels. Like, get over it. Get over it. Oh, you saw something you didn't like. I don't care. I cannot explain how little I fucking care about whether or not you like something that I post. So it's just fucking ridiculous. This is what happens when, of course, these feminists are going to be shitting on the patriarchy, when the patriarchy is what has moved society forward for thousands of years. All right. This feminist bullshit is just weakening our culture. It's destroying our culture. I'm not saying anything about the actual inner workings, but this idea that you are creating strength by this fucking bubble of love and acceptance, it's toxic compassion. What you're doing is you're actually weakening the next generation. This is why you need women and men in the home. You need a father to slap the kid figuratively and potentially literally when they're getting out of line. You need that strength in the household. Okay. It's great to have you have both sides, yin and yang. You have the love and the compassion and this, but you need that tough love. You need that, like, no, get the fuck up. Dust yourself off. Stop crying. Like, you need that shit. You really do. You really do. That's why too. And sometimes the mother might be the real tough one, but or both are. That's fine. But that's why you're raising a child. It's about respect. It's not about love. From the child to you, they need to respect you. They don't have to like, I love you. Like, what does that mean? It means different things. There's different types of love, but they need to do what you say, and they need to understand that what you're doing is for their best interest. That's your job. Your job is to take care of them and to raise them because they can't raise themselves. Once they can, you gave them the tools, you educated them, you taught them why, and then they're going to do whatever they want anyway. It's their own life. You can't control them afterwards, but you can control them while they're growing up and teach them properly. And a lot of times kids might rebel or might do something else, but then when you get older, you're like, oh, I realize now, and I respect that, and I realize why that was done a certain way, and oh, they were right. It's important. Okay, anyway. Carson says we need to bring back 2007 Xbox Live chat. Please. 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 Signs you may be gender fluid. Holy shit. Please tell me, my fucking God. You guys ready to end the show? Let's end it. I'm done.
What's in the box?
I'm done with the show, and you're going to see why.
Here's 5 signs you might be gender fluid. At least they were for me. Number 1, you have tried to be trans. There.
I'm gonna take a moment. It puts the lotion on its skin.
Some days that you just aren't. And you know you're not cis. Number 2, if you've ever tracked your gender fluctuations to try to get sense of this whole thing. Tracking your gender clears everything up. Number 3, you taught yourself to tuck or pack or tried on some fake boobs and it felt so right that you cried so much that you didn't want to take them off. But then the next day, they didn't feel like anything at all. Number 4, you have come out at least 3 times as 3 different things. I'm bisexual. No, I'm pansexual. No, I'm trans. No, I'm gender fluid. No, I'm a gender fluid trans woman. No, I'm... And number 5, let's really drive this home. If you want to start HRT and transition, but you're more scared about losing something than you are about regretting the change, you're probably not going to regret anything, and you're probably gender fluid.
Throwback time. All right, here we go. Let's watch this.
There are so many women that really do advocate for not going 50-50, right?
Quit being such basic bitches.
And for me,
No one real gives a fuck.
recently I started to realize just how difficult it was accepting going 50-50 with men.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And I have come to the realization that it is because even as a feminist, it is the only benefit women reap out of the patriarchy.
What? What?
A benefit we did not create the rules for. Y'all did.
I didn't do fucking shit.
So whenever men start advocating for like, well, what about equality? When I hear that, it's like, you're literally trying to rid me of the only benefit I get out of the patriarchy. The only, like,
Oh, she's so stupid.
is there any other benefit we get out of the patriarchy?
Protection, technology, roads, buildings, plumbing. Should I go on? Electricity? Fucking infrastructure. The reason why you have clean drinking water. You think there's like an army of women? You think there's an army of women out there building? Have you seen the pictures? All right, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you who built this fucking world. And this is just, since we had pictures. Okay. Let's go. Ready? Yeah, one of the most famous pictures in pictures. I know it's going to pull right up. One of the most famous pictures you're ever going to see. Period. End of story. This is a newer one, like the old picture. Yeah, they recreated that. So this is one of the most famous pictures since pictures became pictures. All right, you guys have seen this picture probably somewhere or a variation of it. The guys that are they're building the Empire State Building, and all this stuff. So these guys are literally, there's no OSHA, right? OSHA has left the chat. Look at this shit. They're not on. All right, look at that. Okay. There's no beams below them, or if they fall, they're dead. Okay. These dudes don't have a rope around their waist. They're just sitting there just on a lunch break. Right. They're smoking a cigarette. They're eating a fucking sandwich that their wife packed or something like that. There you go. All right. Those dudes were like just sitting there on a beam. Have you guys ever been high up on a building? You guys ever been high up on a building? You've been to the world. I mean, well, I don't know, not anymore, but you were in the not the fucking World Trade, the Empire State Building. I used to live in New York City. I've been up there. Quite a lot of wind. If you've ever been up to a tall building, like even if it's not a windy day, it's windy up there. You don't have the buildings blocking the wind. Of course, if you're in Chicago, you're like, what are you talking about? Buildings block wind? I know you have like wind tunnels. You go around a corner in Chicago and it'll just like stop you in your tracks. But same thing with New York City if it's a windy day. But you get the point, right? These guys, not one woman. Not one woman. Do you think anyone's worried about their gender? Do you think they're wondering, their pronouns? And I'm not saying that this one picture describes everything. There may be, I don't know, there may be a woman somewhere else. Maybe there's one. I don't know. Is there? But she'd be the most butch woman you could ever imagine. She'd be like 6 feet tall. She would be a complete bull dyke. And she'd be hammering and everyone would be like, I'm not fucking with, I'm not fucking with like large Marge. I'm not touching that. So, there might be that at that point. But these are all dudes, all right? Everyone. So the reason why you have these buildings is because men with their testosterone and their risk taking and not giving a fuck, they be up there building this goddamn skyscraper. Every building in New York City, everything, it's all built by men. Do you have women going down into the sewers to build to the fucking pipes? Do you have women going under the ocean to build tunnels? To build tunnels for cars and for rail and all that stuff? Just saying. And I'm not, and here's the thing. You ready? It's not that women weren't involved. Maybe not directly, but guess what? Guaranteed, these dudes, a lot of them have wives. They packed their lunches. They made the lunch for their lunch pails, right? When they come home to their wife and kids, dinner was ready and all this stuff. I'm not saying women don't have a place in society. I'm not saying that women aren't an essential part of society. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying when you talk shit about the patriarchy, this is what they're talking about. The patriarchy is not a bad thing. It's not. But they use that terminology, right? They make a good term or a term that's neutral. It's just reality. And they use that to deconstruct what it means. Same thing with the 2 + 2 = 5. Same thing with calling everyone a racist or everyone's a phobia. It's just to be divisive. It's just to deconstruct the meanings of words, because if you break down reality, you can have people worship a false god. You can take control. You can break apart the family and just usurp and take power. It's just that's the reason why. But I'm just saying, like, no women. I wonder why. Ladies, do you want to go and sit up on that fucking thing? Recreating 1932. Let's see. Recreating 1932's lunch on a skyscraper. We're recreating it. Cool. Where are the women? Oh, but this is a recreation. This is a more modern version of it. Where are the women? Still no women there. They're tied up and they're on it with ropes. These guys are like hooked up because OSHA is like, you do not take that picture. No. I mean, but look at this. Look at these guys. Look, they're all wearing harnesses. Look at them. They're all wearing harnesses. Every single one. I guarantee they're all like hooked together. They're all hooked to like a girder behind it. No question about it, right? Cool. It's a good picture. I get it. You're recreating that image. You go back and these guys weren't doing anything. Just sitting there. Just fucking sitting there. Just sitting there. Carson, like, I don't even want to, I'm not going to do that. Fuck that. I'm not even doing that. And guess what? Every single one of those men are there because of women. Every single one of those dudes came out of a female. Like, we need both. So that's where that's where all this bullshit gets me pissed off and gets it twisted. So the patriarchy doesn't, that's the issue. People say the patriarchy as if like men control everything. The patriarchy exists because of women. You're able to have a patriarchy because you have women. The patriarchy does not mean that women aren't necessary, aren't essential, aren't a huge part of society. But that's the way they use the term. That's not what it means. It's not what it means. It's not what it means, because you don't have a patriarchy if you don't have strong women, supportive women. But obviously men are going to do things because we're bigger, we're stronger, all right? Our brains are what? Twice the size of women. I'm kidding. But there's jobs that men will do that women won't do. Period. That's why women get into nursing. My grandmother was a nurse. You ready for this? You want to go back to this picture? My grandmother was a nurse. My grandfather was a builder. And my great-grandfather was a builder. They had a building company, and they would build houses and build buildings and stuff like that. My grandmother was a nurse. Maybe because men and women are different. Just maybe. So my grandfather, my great-grandfather, they were building shit like this. And my grandmother was a nurse. You need both. You need both. You need nurses. You need people that are going to get up on that fucking beam. All right, let's give away today's Swole card. Shut the fuck up and go to the fucking gym. Let's give it away. Falcon, pick me a winner, please. Morticia hasn't smiled in years. Oh, that's a winner. That's a winner. Congratulations on the Room Blay. Natty Knight. Congratulations. Oh, I got one coming. That was nice.
I gave it a 10.
Natty Knight, send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 2988 in the subject. Your mailing address in the body of the email. Thank you so much. By the way, just so you guys know, we have a lot of stuff coming out. We have all the signature series, the cards we got backed up the last couple months. We had a bunch of stuff going on inside the Swole fam. If you know, you know, but there's been, some delays, but we have a bunch of signature series cards going out. We have P3S 10 shipping. We have P3S 11 in 12 days. It's just, things came up really quickly working on the app, but it's going to be awesome. I want to make sure certain things go out before the cards go out, but you're going to be if you have something that's outstanding, you're getting a bunch of shit. You're going to be getting a bunch of stuff in the next week or two. So a lot of it's coming in. So episode 3000 is in, holy shit, 12 days. When is that? July, what's 12 days? 23rd, end of July. So we got a lot of stuff going on, but yeah, everything, just so you guys know that I haven't forgotten, they're actually all in a stack ready to go. And we're just waiting for the timing so you guys get all the stuff properly. I don't want you getting the card before you get the merch. And then we have P3S 11 coming in 12 days and a lot of stuff. So episode 3000 is going to be fun just because it's another day to chill with the fam. But yeah, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the show with your friends, and make sure you leave a 5-star review on Spotify, Apple Podcast. Yeah, P3S 10 is... P3S 9 was great. The Swole as fuck. That was great. P3S 10 is... Ooh, he's fire. It's fucking fire.
He's on fire!
And, of course, P3S 11 is no different. They're all great. They're all great. Build some muscle is today's message. Make sure you, ask quality questions, bring questions. Oh, tomorrow we have, it's $29.89. And then again, I didn't bring up the thumbnail, but tomorrow we have overtime. So tomorrow we have an overtime with a brand new Drive Mulgaining. That is tomorrow. And we'll be back before that. So join the fam, swolenormousx.com if you want to get access to all the programs, training. Like I said, right now, shutting this down, going to go continue working on the app. And then, that's going to be coming soon. So we got a lot of stuff going down, but join us, swolenormousx.com. So members will get access to tomorrow's overtime. The Drive Mulgaining, we got new Balls Deep edits. It's going to be fire. The next week, we got Roundtable. So we're getting after it, fam. We're getting after it. So we'll see you in the Telegram chat. Thanks for being here. Peace, McGee's, Deuce Magoose, your boy Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like...
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing?
Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On top
topic. My melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons out closets and making new deposits.